so it starts stealing entire cities instead. A 12th level intellect with more processing power than every supercomputer on Earth combined. He travels the universe bottling civilizations like some cosmic collector who never learned the concept of leave things where you found them. Originally, he
How?
was just a really smart alien from Kolu. Then someone decided that wasn't terrifying enough, so now he's a self-upgrading AI with an obsession for miniaturization. When he first came to Earth, he shrank Metropolis and threw it on his shelf. Superman tried to stop him, but Brainiac's force field made punching him about as effective as yelling at a wall. It took the Kryptonians of Kandor sacrificing themselves to finally give Superman the win. Brainiac is hella strong. He moves objects with his mind, controls machines like they're extensions of himself, and hits hard enough to make General Zod rethink his life choices. His body doesn't age, doesn't need food or sleep, and even if you destroy him, he can rebuild himself from a single line of code. If his green-skinned body isn't enough of a problem, his skull ship is a flying fortress filled with killer drones, reality-warping tech, and the occasional doomsday weapon. For all his upgrades, he has weaknesses. Isolation made his immune system about as durable as wet tissue paper. Sensory overload fries his circuits, cut him off his ship, and he starts falling apart. But even if you beat him, don't relax. As long as even one piece of his code survives, Brainiac is never truly gone. Just wait
Fat
to
nose.
reboot and start his collection all over again.
Longer days in summer, shorter time in the kitchen.
Number 7, Doomsday. Doomsday is destruction given form. A living engine of annihilation, he doesn't just survive death, he evolves past it, ensuring that whatever killed him before will never work again. His most infamous achievement? Killing Superman in the Death of Superman storyline. His origins are as brutal as he is. Bertron, a cold-obsessed geneticist, sought to create the perfect life form on prehistoric Krypton. He grew a baby in a test tube, exposed it to the planet's deadly conditions, let it die, collected its remains, repeated the process. Over and over, for years, until that infant was no longer an infant, but an unkillable monster who slaughtered every predator on Krypton before turning on Bertron himself. From here, Doomsday rampaged across the universe. He fought Darkseid up to a standstill, massacred Green Lanterns, and destroyed entire civilizations. No one could kill him, only contain him. The people of Calaton thought they had succeeded by sealing him in a ship and hurling him into space. But that ship crash-landed on Earth, and when he woke up, he did what he did best. He tore through everything in his path until Superman stood in his way. Their battle ended with both of them dead. Of course, Doomsday didn't stay that way. His abilities make him one of the deadliest beings in existence. His strength rivals Superman, and his body is nearly indestructible, covered in razor-sharp bone protrusions. He can regenerate from any injury.
That nigga wanna just
adapt to
kill
any
people,
attack,
damn.
Even develop new powers to counter specific threats. Fire breath, energy projection, even intangibility bypass. Whatever it takes to kill his enemies, he'll develop it. And worst of all, he hates all life. Not because of some grand ideology, but because his entire existence has been pain, and he wants the universe to feel the same. Number 6, Superboy Prime. Superboy Prime was a Superman fanboy turned cosmic menace. Born on Earth Prime, a world where superheroes were just comic book characters, he was raised as Clark Kent, never knowing that he was actually Kal-El. His powers kicked in when Halley's Comet passed, and before he could even get used to them, Earth 1 Superman showed up and dragged him into Crisis on Infinite Earths. After the battle, he got locked in a paradise dimension with Earth 2 Superman, Lois Lane, and Alexander Luthor Jr. At first, he was chill. Then he got bored, then pissed. He punched the wall of reality so hard that he rewrote history, literally. When he finally escaped, he went on a rampage, tearing through the Teen Titans like wet paper. He punched Panthera's head off, ripped off Risk's arm twice, and vaporized Connor Kent. The Flash family trapped him in the Speed Force, but he escaped years later, stronger and angrier. Now rocking the Yellow Sun-powered suit armor, fought two Supermen at once, survived a Guardian of the Universe exploding, and went toe-to-toe with Monarch. His powers were insane. Light-speed flight, planet-shattering strength, invulnerability to kryptonite and magic, and heat vision that could melt Superman. Weaknesses? Not many. Not kryptonite, no magic. Red sunlight
A bad
weakens him,
barber.
but his real flaw? He's a man-child. He throws tantrums when things don't go his way, has a pathological need to be recognized, and fears speedsters after the Flash has locked him up. Superboy Prime wasn't just overpowered. He was DC's ultimate what-if. A Superman who never learned restraint, never grew up, and was convinced he was the real hero. And that made him one of the scariest threats in the multiverse. Number 5, Darkseid. Darkseid is the ultimate cosmic tyrant. Born Uxas of Apocalypse, he started out as a mere mud clubber, resentful of the old gods ruling over his people. Instead of bowing to them, he whispered poison into their ears, turning them against each other. As they fought, he struck them down one by one, absorbing their power and becoming the god of evil himself, Darkseid. From that moment, he had one goal: absolute domination. But even ruling Apocalypse wasn't enough. He wanted to reshape existence itself, and to do that, he needed the anti-life equation, a formula that erases free will, turning all life into his mindless slave.
Oh, so he
His
actually is
rival,
DC.
the Father,
Thanos.
New Genesis, split their world into two. New Genesis, a utopia, and Apocalypse, a fiery hellscape under Darkseid's iron rule. But he didn't stop there. He conquered Earth 2, destroyed Earth 3's crime syndicate, and waged war on the multiverse. Even death couldn't hold him. When the Spectre reduced him to ashes, he came back. Darkseid's power is ridiculous. He's strong enough to fight Superman,
stronger than him?
Orion, and even the Anti-Monitor. He crushed Green Lantern rings in his bare hands, took a punch from the pre-crisis Supergirl, and sent Superman flying into the Source Wall. His Omega beams disintegrate anything they hit, unless he wants to do something worse, like trap someone in an endless nightmare of pain. He's immune to almost everything, kryptonite to reality warping, and doesn't get tired or age. Even scarier, his true form exists beyond the multiverse. Most of the time, Darkseid we see is just an avatar. The real Darkseid is an unstoppable cosmic force that bends gods, heroes, and entire realities to his will. No matter how many times he falls, he always comes back.
Get a taste of new Lipton Fusions.
Okay, these good place
Made with
ads.
real iced tea and lemonade.
This is Judy and Pedro. They just bought their first home and are...
I'm on that.
Number 4, Trigon.
What is
Trigon
this?
is basically what happens when you mix Satan, a cosmic horror, and a very, very bad parent. This six-eyed demon lord is a universal
Oh, is this Raven's
who
dad?
has spent centuries conquering universes, enslaving entire species, and occasionally trying to use his daughter, Raven from the Teen Titans, as a living portal to consume Earth. Classic evil dad behavior. He was born when a group of pacifists dumped their evil into another dimension, and an alien cult was unlucky enough to summon it. The moment he came into existence, he murdered his own mother and everyone around him. By 6 years old, he had destroyed his home world. By 30, he had conquered multiple universes. Trigon doesn't just commit war crimes, he is a war crime. His power level is completely absurd. He can reshape planets just by thinking about it, knows what you're planning before you do, and can't be killed because he just regenerates. His magic is limitless, making him immune to opposing spells, and he can manipulate reality like it's a plaything. If he feels like taking a stroll, he can shrink down to human size or tower over cities. His mind control ability lets him possess entire armies, and if he's feeling theatrical, he can engulf everything in darkness or hellfire. For all his godlike powers, Trigon's biggest weakness is his own arrogance. He underestimates his enemies and lets his ego blind him to threats. In some versions, he can't travel between universes unless he's born into them, which is both horrifying and weirdly bureaucratic. Still, for all his cosmic evil, he keeps failing at the one thing that should be easy, raising a single daughter. Number 3, Necron.
Ew.
Necron is the ultimate cosmic party crasher. As the embodiment of death, he commands darkness, revives the dead like a horror movie villain on steroids, and generally hates anything that breathes. He rules a bleak dimension between hell, limbo, and purgatory, where souls wait to be sorted into the afterlife, like a very depressing DMV. Since he gets stronger from the dead, he constantly schemes to boost his soul count like a Grim Reaper on commission. His first real shot at breaking into the world of the living came when Krona, an immortal scientist turned energy being, stumbled into his domain. Necron, never want to waste a cosmic loophole, used this paradox to create an undead army and launched an attack on the Guardians of the Universe. His forces managed to wipe out some Guardians, wreck the Green Lantern's central battery, and generally ruin everyone's day. Unfortunately for him, Hal Jordan refused to stay dead and led a rebellion into the afterlife, sealing Necron back in his dark dimension. Necron's powers are as terrifying as they sound. He controls darkness, fires death lightning, and can instantly snuff out or restore life. His touch alone chills mortals to death, and he commands an army of undead puppets who keep their personalities but answer only to him. If that wasn't bad enough, he can bend reality, shrink universes, and tank attacks from the Anti-Monitor like their mosquito bites. The only reason Necron isn't ruling everything right now is that he needs a link to the living world. Without something like a space-time tear or a conveniently doomed mortal looking at you, Blackhand, he's stuck lurking in the shadows, plotting his next mass resurrection party. Number 2,
What was
Parallax. Parallax is the embodiment of fear, a terrifying parasite entity that spreads paranoia, turning entire civilizations against themselves. Born when the first insect on Earth felt fear, Parallax has since evolved into a malevolent force capable of possessing hosts and consuming worlds in hysteria. Even the Guardians of the Universe, beings who faced every cosmic threat imaginable, fear Parallax's power. Originally, the Guardians trapped Parallax inside a containment unit on Maltus, hoping to keep his corruption sealed away. However, a group of thieves led by Larfleeze stole the container during their hunt for the Orange Lantern power battery. In a chaotic struggle between Larfleeze, his former crew, and the Guardian main hunters, most were slaughtered by the overwhelming power of the Orange Light of Avaris. Realizing they couldn't reclaim Parallax, the Guardians struck a deal. The winner of the battle could claim the Orange Power Battery and control the Vega system as long as they never left its borders. Larfleeze emerged victorious, transforming into Agent Orange, and as a gesture of good faith, handed over Parallax's prison. The Guardians then made the catastrophic decision to imprison Parallax within the Green Lantern's central power battery. This fusion created the infamous yellow impurity, making Green Lantern's rings weak against yellow and allowing Parallax to influence generations of lanterns. Parallax's abilities are fueled by fear. He grants his hosts overwhelming power, allowing them to generate energy constructs like the Sinestro Corps' lantern. His mind control abilities let him manipulate entire populations into terror-fueled obedience. When Sinestro unleashed Parallax on Hal Jordan, Parallax overwhelmed him, proving his strength and speed were on a whole different level. More than just a monster, Parallax is fear incarnate, an ancient horror always waiting for the next weak-willed soul to possess. Number 1, Anti-Monitor. The Anti-Monitor is the cosmic embodiment of destruction, the being responsible for Crisis on Infinite Earths, and the single biggest reason why your favorite hero might have died in the 80s. As the dark counterpart to the Monitor, he exists in the antimatter universe, where he conquered Quard and set his sights on the positive matter universe, because ruling one reality just wasn't enough for most of these DC villains. His campaign of annihilation began when a cosmic accident opened a rift between the universes, allowing antimatter to spread. He sent shadow demons to wreak havoc and manipulated Harbinger into assassinating the Monitor, thinking he had won, but the heroes fought back. Supergirl nearly took him down in a legendary battle, but she died in the process. Unfazed, he built a giant antimatter cannon to erase the last 5 universes. Barry Allen sacrificed himself to stop it, proving once again that speedsters are overpowered. The Anti-Monitor is one of the most powerful beings in the DC universe. He can rewrite existence itself, fire devastating energy blasts, and absorb entire universes to increase his power. His immense strength allows him to battle Superman and the Spectre, some of the most powerful beings in the DC universe, at once without breaking a sweat, and he can manipulate time to rewrite events as he pleases. His Shadow Demon army serves as an extension of his power, which he can absorb to recharge himself. Even when destroyed, he always finds a way back. In the end, it took Earth 2 Superman, Superboy Prime, and Alexander Luthor of Earth 3 to finally defeat him. But like all good villains, he doesn't stay dead. He later became the Sinestro Corps' guardian, wielding a Black Lantern ring, and keep finding new ways to make existence miserable for everyone. The Anti-Monitor doesn't just destroy planets, he deletes universes. Because sometimes being a villain means thinking bigger. And that's a wrap. From criminal masterminds to cosmic terrors, DC's villains